You might wonder, what is a poem? Simply put, a poem is a piece of writing that expresses emotions, ideas, or a story in a unique, creative way. Poets often play with words, sounds, and rhythm, which makes poetry a powerful tool for learning language. It's like a song, but without music. Every word is chosen carefully, and sometimes even a few lines can say so much. So, why use poetry to learn English? First of all, poems are short and enjoyable, which means they don't feel overwhelming. They also show us how grammar works in a natural, artistic way, helping us understand how sentences come together. Poetry lets us explore verbs, nouns, prepositions, and so much more, all while engaging with beautiful language. By studying poetry, we don't just learn grammar. We also gain a deeper understanding of words and how they can express ideas and feelings. So let's get started and explore how grammar and creativity can go hand in hand.
Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are combining English grammar and poetry using W.H. Auden poem, and the title is Autumn Song. By exploring the poem's grammar, we'll see how Auden used language to express complex emotions and image. Poetry is a great way to learn grammar as it brings out the nuance of each word choice. So let's dive in and discover how articles, nouns, verbs, and preposition add to this point.
Autumn Song by W.H. Auden. Now the leaves are falling fast, nurse's flowers will not last. Nurses to the graves are gone, and the palms go rolling on. Whispering neighbors, left and right, pluck us from the real delight, and the active hands must freeze, lonely on despairing knees. That in hundreds at the back follow wooden in our track, arms raised stiffly to reprove, in false attitudes of love. Starving through the leafless wood, trolls run scolding for their food, and the nightingale is dumb, and the angel will not come. Cold, impossible, ahead leaves the mountain's lovely head, whose white waterfall could bless travelers in their last distress.
Let's start with articles. Articles like the and a are small but important. Notice how Auden uses the in the leaves are falling fast. By using the, he makes the leaves feel specific, almost like we're looking at a particular scene. The definite article the helps us focus on these specific leaves falling in the moment. In contrast, later we see a white waterfall. Here, A makes the waterfall feel more symbolic, like it represents nature's beauty in general. A is indefinite, meaning it's not as specific, leaving room for interpretation. Auden's choice between the and A helps set the tone, giving the poem a mix of concrete and abstract images. Now let's look at nouns. Nouns name people, place, and things. Bringing life to a scene in this poem, nouns like leaves, flowers, nurses, and mountain give us vivid image. Take leaves. In the leaves are falling fast. Leaves often symbolize change or passing of time. By choosing leaf as a noun, Auden hints at the cycles of life and nature. Another example is flower. Flowers are often symbolized of beauty of life. When Auden says, "Nurse's flowers will not last," he suggests that beauty is temporary, which ties into the theme of loss. Each noun has been chosen carefully to give us both an image and a feeling. Nouns here act like symbols, giving deeper meanings to each line. Next, let's look at verbs or action words, which show movement and emotion. In this poem, verbs like falling, freeze, and run set the mood and add energy. Let's start with falling. When Auden says the leaves are falling fast, he isn't just describing about movement. He is showing us how quickly time or life itself passes. This verb gives us a feeling of urgency. Then there's freeze, as in the active hands must freeze. Here, freeze stops all movement, evoking cold and loneliness. The choice of freeze shows how actions can be halted or stilled, adding to the feeling of isolation. Finally, there is run. In Trolls Run, scolding for their food. Run brings sudden, lively energy, contrasting with the stillness of the earlier lines. These verbs guide us through the poem's changing emotions and energy levels. Now let's look at the preposition, which are words like to, from, and through. They may seem small, but they show relationship and movement, helping us feel the poem flow. For instance, in Nurses to the Grave Are Gone, to gives a sense of journey and finality, as if they are moving toward an unavoidable end. In Starving, Through the Leafless Wood, the word through shows struggle. It's not just a path, it feels like an endless journey. The use of through helps create a sense of hardship and endurance. Even small words like preposition play a role in guiding our emotion and thought. They are like subtle clues that tell us how the poem should feel.
Let's recap what we discovered about grammar in Anton's song. We saw how articles like the and a set the tone, making image specific or general. Nouns such as leaves, flowers, and grapes bring strong symbolic image to life. Verbs like falling, freeze, and run add movement and mood. And finally, prepositions like to and through give direction and depth. Each part of speech has a unique role in making the poem powerful and memorable.
So before we wrap up our lesson on grammar, let's test our understanding with a quick quiz. We'll go over articles, nouns, verbs, and prepositions to see how much you remember. It's a fun way to reinforce what we've learned. So let's get started. So here's how it works. I'll ask a question and you'll have a few seconds to think of the answer. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Ready? Let's dive in. Great job everyone! I hope this quiz helped you feel more confident about articles, nouns, verbs, and prepositions. Thank you for participating and keep practicing this concept to get even stronger in grammar. See you next time!
Thank you for joining us. I hope this look at Grammar Talk Poetry showed you how language choices can shape meaning and emotion. Poetry is a great way to see grammar in action, revealing the hidden power in every word choice. And remember, grammar isn't just about rules. It's a tool for expression, bringing words and ideas to life. So next time you read a poem, look for articles, nouns, and verbs, and also prepositions, and see how they create the poem's unique voice. Keep exploring and enjoy the beauty of language. See you!